What if a single military decision could break the ties between the United States and Russia? Donald Trump just announced that he's decided to sell Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. But there's a twist. He wants to know exactly which targets they'll be used against before signing the order. Sounds cautious, right? But in Moscow, that announcement hit like a thunderclap. Putin warned that if those missiles are delivered to Kiev, relations between Russia and the United States would be completely destroyed. This isn't just another policy debate. This could redefine the war in Ukraine and maybe the global balance of power. Tomahawks aren't just any missiles. They're long-range cruise weapons, able to fly over 2,500 kilometers, skim low under radar, and strike with pinpoint accuracy. The US has used them in Iraq, Syria, Libya, and now they might end up in Ukrainian hands. For Ukraine, Tomahawks could reach deep into Russian territory, hitting strategic sites like the Yelabuga drone factory, the Crimean Bridge, or oil refineries fueling Russia's war machine. But that's exactly what terrifies Moscow: American-made missiles flying over Russian soil. And that's where everything gets complicated. Trump insists he doesn't want escalation. He said, "I've kind of made a decision, but I want to know where those missiles are going." In other words, he'll sell them, but only if he knows they'll be used responsibly, strictly against military targets. The subtext is clear. Trump doesn't want to be the man blamed for triggering a direct U.S. Russia conflict. But for Putin, even the discussion of such a sale is already an act of aggression. From the Kremlin, the response was immediate. Putin declared that supplying Tomahawks to Ukraine would mark a new qualitative phase of escalation and would destroy any remaining relationship with Washington. Russian officials demanded to know whether the US would help select targets. Because if it does, they say, that would mean America is officially part of the war. And they're not just talking. Russia is already repositioning air defense systems deep inside its territory, preparing, just in case. Think about that for a moment. A single weapons deal could draw the line between support for an ally and a direct clash between two nuclear powers. Meanwhile, Ukraine keeps pushing. President Zelensky says these missiles are vital to protect civilians, disrupt Russian supply lines, and strike back against Iranian-made drones. But Trump's hesitation is strategic. He wants control over how, when, and where the weapons are used. Some analysts believe this is Trump's diplomatic chess move, leveraged to pressure Putin into broader negotiations. Others warn it's a dangerous gamble that could reignite a new Cold War. Possible outcomes? A controlled scenario where Ukraine receives the missiles, uses them carefully, and Russia limits its response to harsh words. Or a total rupture where Putin retaliates, relations collapse, and both nations slide into a deeper confrontation. And the worst case, an accidental or misinterpreted strike that sparks a direct military clash between Washington and Moscow. This moment might go down in history as the tipping point, when one arms deal decided not just the fate of a war, but the future of global diplomacy. Trump says he doesn't want another world war. Putin says he'll respond immediately and significantly if Russia feels threatened. And the rest of the world? It's holding its breath. So here's the question. Is Trump right to demand transparency before selling these weapons? Or does that caution only delay the help Ukraine desperately needs? I'm Jimmy Talks. Follow me for more.